Warning, the show you're about to watch contains profanity. Possible news stories including nudity, offensive behavior, etc., etc. Basically just saying this show is awesome, and we have to warn you about it. Our opinions don't reflect any of the people's at the studio or the broadcast channel that you're watching currently.
We gotta do a warning now?
Yep.
That's bullshit.
This week on Earth News, fast food pandemonium and an MBTA record setter?
Oh my god!
Contraceptive pills that don't work, and is Brad a media whore?
All this right now. Welcome to Earth News. This is Brock Crandall on the scene.
Hello, Governor. This is Art Crandall. Right here. We're about to have some tea and crumpets, you know. Have a good time.
Bloody blokes.
So that's why I dropped her. She was all 6s and 7s.
Okay.
Yep. So we're just doing some practicing, and this Earth News, my buddy's wedding is coming up, and of course I'm the best man, and he is British, so we have to practice as much as possible.
Yeah, so you know I'm gonna go as a full-on British man.
And you know, as the best man, I've got to be the best Brit man, so I gotta outdo you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
You fought.
You bloody fool. Anyway, so let's talk about some gun issues, shall we? The Philadelphia City Council, which voted unanimously to ban the manufacturing of guns by 3D printers. This is a 3D print gun right here, making Philadelphia the first city to do so. It's interesting because the author of the bill, Ken Yada Johnson, isn't aware of any local gun printing 3D printers. It's all preemptive, says Johnson's director of legislation, Steve Cobb. It's just based upon internet stuff out there. So he's banning the production of 3D print guns, yet there are no 3D printers to print the guns out there in Philadelphia yet.
Can't even do it, can they?
So it's apparently they based it off a piece that was made on May 10th, where a 3D printer made a gun, and it says that people have been manufacturing their own guns for hundreds of years, and we're not exactly at a point where a 3D printed gun can replace a standard zip gun as a down and dirty DIY instrument of crime. Think of it as like this. If your average 3D printer costs anywhere from $1,500 to $8,000 and up, you know, add the printing materials to it. And your average handgun could go for as little as $300 or less, even on the black market. A zip gun is either free or nearly so, and anybody with any mechanical ability can make one. So, really, a 3D printed piece isn't the way to go right now, is what they're saying. There's better options out there, but Philadelphia is taking the initiative and saying, you know what, we're going to just stop that threat even before it starts.
I just don't understand how they're even going to start the 3D printing. My mind can't even comprehend it. It's like crickets.
Mind blown.
Alright, so that story, I mean, I'm like a wind tunnel on that one, but maybe you caught it. But, so a Jonesboro man actually got foiled after he was trying to kill somebody and accidentally butt-dialed them. So everyone knows about the butt dial, you know. Some people drop in and listen to the seeing if their name's gonna pop out. Mm-hmm. And I was actually saying that it's kind of creepy, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but you know what? This guy actually saved his life because a Jonesboro man has been charged with conspiracy to commit murder after police say the intended victim overheard the suspect planning the crime. Jonesboro police arrested Larry Barnett, 68, on Thursday after being contracted by a Paragould man. The man told Detective Jason Simpkins he received a phone call at 12:30 p.m. from Barnett. He said it appeared Barnett had unknowingly made the phone call. The intended victim said he overheard Barnett give another man directions to his home in Paragould. During the call, which lasted approximately 1.5 hours and was ongoing when he contacted police, the victim said he overheard Barnett say, "I don't care if you have to burn his house to the ground within a minute. I don't care what you have to do. Make it look like an accident." Because the client lived in Paragould, Simpkins contacted the Paragould Police Department, and Captain Patrick Lenderman with the Greene County Sheriff Department, Paragould Police, then went to the compliance home and found that it had been burglarized and the gas stove had been tampered with, according to a statement from Sergeant Doug Foreman, Public Information Officer of the Jonesboro Police Department. Barnett was then arrested and taken to the Craighead County Detention Center to await probable cause hearing.
So, I guess butt dialing saved a life.
Yeah.
I never thought that I would be saying that on live TV right
You
now.
believe
But
it?
butt dialing actually saved someone. I know it's gotten me into loads of trouble when I butt dial someone. It's just, it can't be. I mean, but let's be serious. Who sits there and listens to a butt phone call?
I know, right? Apparently this guy, it was 1.5 hours. I wonder if he was, like, sitting for 1 hour, like, had it on speakerphone for 1 hour, just listening to this guy in the background.
He's like, there's something going on here. There's something going on.
Like,
he's like, I knew it.
Like, I had just got a voicemail, a butt dial, and I'm like, nah.
After 2 seconds, I delete.
Yeah, you
I'm
know,
like,
it was an accident. I don't
no
want
one
to
there.
catch anyone talking crap about me, you know? And it's like, but
and
hey.
that guy listened for an hour and a half, huh? Wow.
Hey, but it saved his life.
Saved his life.
Right?
So I can't
Craziness.
really hold it against him. So let's talk about an MBTA racer. All right, going back to England, Adam Fisher, the 28-year-old from Leicester, England, calls himself a transit racer, and he just recently rode on the MBTA. And he wants to accomplish riding the MBTA, more specifically the green, red, orange, and blue lines, more quickly than anybody else ever. Okay, so reporter Shannon Brody asks, so did I get it right? Let us know exactly what you'll be doing tomorrow and the record that you're trying to set. And he's quoted as, the idea is to travel every T-rail station as quickly as possible. The silver line will not be included. So number one, you're cheating, because you didn't include the silver line, and the MBTA transit also, you're missing the buses, you're missing, the taxis that you could take. So I don't know who you are, Adam Fisher, but riding the T faster than anybody else is not an accomplishment that I would like to hold dear to me one day, sir. And we do share the same age, so I'm just asking you, what provoked this, or was this some kind of mindless way to advertise yourself to the people of Boston? All right? I'm just really riding it faster than everybody else. The trains don't go faster. So this guy is just literally going from train to train, and he has a strategic plan that he followed out. I didn't follow up with this story because I was disinterested as soon as I read it. I just thought the idea of it was fascinating. I would not be on the T-rail more than I ever had to.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Some people. But, hey, good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear about the woman that was sleeping next to her dead husband's corpse for 1 year? the corpse is...
No, I have not.
Can't make this stuff up, people. The picture may be a little gruesome looking, but the body was literally decomposing, and it was absolutely disgusting. A woman had been sleeping next to her dead husband's decomposed corpse for 1 year until authorities made the grisly discovery. Apparently, 79-year-old Marcel H. from Liège, Belgium, died back in November 2012 of an asthma attack. According to Carter's new agency, his wife was so upset that she failed to report the death and continued to sleep with the body until Belgian authorities made the bizarre finding on Tuesday, November 19th. They were led to the apartment because the landlord claimed the couple hadn't paid their rent since last year. Neighbors have reported bad smells. Neighbors never reported bad smell. The body had mummified. A body can mummify in a dry, warm environment. Philip Boxhove, pathologist at the Forensic Center League, told People. It takes at least a week to reach such state. In this case, the body had rotted in the bed, and his internal organs had melted and liquefied. Even though the smell of human decay is quite specific, many people equate that smell to the smell of garbage, and that is disgusting. I mean,
so she was sleeping next to her husband who was decomposing for about a year.
Yeah, it's like disgustingly sweet.
Do you think she changed the sheets?
That's
what I want to know. I want to know specifics. Did she change those sheets? Let's go ask her.
Right?
Let's go to Belgium. Let's take a field trip.
Talk about a creepily romantic story.
I mean,
she loves. People love cuddling.
It's heart wrenching and gut wrenching. That's
gut splattering.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So there is a new discovery that proves that European manufacturer of a contraceptive pill actually has to come out and say it doesn't work. The European manufacturer of an emergency contraceptive pill identical to Plan B, also known as the morning after pill, will warn women that the drug is completely ineffective for women who weigh more than 176 pounds. And it even begins to lose its effectiveness in women who weigh more than 165 pounds. HRA Pharma, the French manufacturer of the European drug Norlevo, is changing its packaging information to reflect the weight limits. European pharmaceutical regulators approved the change on November 10th, but it has not been previously reported. This development has implications for American women. Some of the most popular emergency contraceptive pills sold over the counter in the United States, including the one-pill drugs Plan B One-Step, Next Choice One Dose, and My Way, and a number of generic two-pill emergency contraceptives have a dosage and chemical makeup identical to the European drug, which tells me that in the next couple of months you'll see a couple of these contraceptive pills also releasing statements that it's ineffective to women over the weight range of 165 pounds. Weight data from the Center for Disease Control suggests that 166 pounds, the average American woman is too heavy to use these pills effectively. Data for the years 2007 to 2010, which emergency contraceptive pills that used levonorgestrel began to lose their effectiveness. So the average weight of non-Hispanic women aged 20 to 39 in this country is 186 pounds, well above the weight at which these pills are completely ineffective. So, side note, if you're an average weight non-Hispanic black woman, beware that these will probably not work. I don't know why they just specifically called out that certain population, but apparently, watch out. We have contraceptive pills that aren't working.
Oh, that's scary.
No. That is very scary out there.
Another scary thing is if your fiance made you take a lie detector test every time you came home. A woman who makes her fiance take a lie detector test to prove he has been faithful every time he leaves the house has been diagnosed with a rare condition that causes delusional jealousy. Debbie Wood, 42, of Leicester, is so paranoid that her partner Steve Wood, 30, will stray that she also checks his phone, email, accounts, and bank statements several times a day for evidence of infidelity. Mr. Wood, who started dating Miss Wood in 2011 after they met through a friend, is even banned from watching women on television or looking at pictures of them in magazines, especially porn.
Hey!
Doctors have discovered that Miss Wood is suffering from Othello syndrome. And blah 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 blah. That's insane. It's like, I wonder if she's just trying to get a divorce from this guy, or if
No, I bet you she's really that jealous. I bet you she's like insanely jealous.
No, I had
this poor dude. He can't even look at a girl on the street, and I bet you like even him looking at a girl on the street is like, oh my god,
you pig!
What did I do? I've looked at another girl. Oh my god! It's pandemonium. And speaking of pandemonium, fast food pandemonium. A few hundred Chicago fast food and retail workers walked off the job Thursday as part of a national day of strikes for higher wages and the right to form a union without retaliation. The Chicago strikers marched to fast food establishments in the Loop and along the Magnificent Mile this morning, chanting, "Workers can't survive on $8.25, and we want change. We ain't talking about pennies." So that's grammatically incorrect using the word ain't, but that's okay. The downtown protests specifically hit Macy's, McDonald's, Snarf's, Sears, Walgreens, and Wendy's. They also rallied outside McDonald's and Wendy's locations on the north and south sides later in the afternoon. A huge puppet of the Grinch, representing the greedy fast food and retail companies, tagged along with the strikers. So there was the holiday spirit. They did have the Grinch out there, marching with them. But they said that they couldn't survive on $8.25 or $9 an hour. They're demanding the fight for $15. So they have the fight for $15 an hour campaign, which necessarily isn't a bad thing. $15 would get people off disability and everything to start working to actually earn it.
Very true.
Yeah,
very
so
true.
I think it's good. But Chicago is one of 100 cities, including New York, Houston, Los Angeles, and Pittsburgh, where workers hit the picket lines for a national strike day. So that was crazy, though.
With the McDonald's salaries, can't they barely afford the dollar menu?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's tough. Did you hear about the guy, the real life Ghostbuster that was trying to bust caps at Ghost?
No, I did not. So
this guy, a Marion man who thought he was seeing ghosts, shot his father's residence with the 12-gauge shotgun. Kenji S. Wheeler, 22, was booked Sunday at past Sunday afternoon at the Union Parish Detention Center on illegal use of weapons and possession of an illegal drug. No, of a legend drug, Torado. His bond was set at $25,000. Officers said that he was set up around the residence because the call they received stated the suspect was inside the house with a loaded gun, and relatives told deputies Wheeler thought ghosts were coming through the walls and he was trying to kill them.
Interesting. So it's a...
Yeah, he had shot inside the house at least 5 times. And,
with a 12-gauge shotgun.
And he said to had taken Xanax, hydrocodone pills, 20 Toradol, 10 milligram pills were found in a bottle, too. So don't take drugs and hunt ghosts. Ghost
12 game. Literally busting caps in a ghost.
Yeah.
Speaking of ghosts, unfortunately, we had the national passing of, he's R.I.P. Nelson Mandela. But one Detroit telecast community, NBC4, decided to showcase a picture of A-Rod instead of Nelson Mandela on their newscast. It was unfortunate because the Remembering Nelson Mandela, as you can see, there is a little picture of A-Rod to the left of that tag. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately someone screwed up, and now they're definitely under some fire for that.
Oh jeez, hot water.
Speaking of mess ups, let's talk about a new TV show called Sex Sent Me to the ER. That's right. Discovery, known for discovering not only the planet but only fine television, decided to come up with a new series called Sex Sent Me to the ER, which their 4-part series debuted debuted at 10 p.m. It starts 10 p.m. Friday, January 3rd on Discovery Fit and Health. As the title indicates, Sex Sent Me to the ER explores how intimate relationships can turn dangerous and injury-making. The involved couples and the physicians recount the jaw-dropping stories. Discovery Fit and Health provided this preview, which a 24-year-old Greg is caught off guard when his girlfriend, Jen, tries to take their relationship to the next level. 440 pounds and still a virgin, Greg is determined to pull out all the stops for his first time. But passion takes a dramatic turn when, in the middle of making love, Greg accidentally sends his girlfriend's head first through the wall and ultimately to the ER. So, Greg, let's talk about it, buddy. Don't put your girlfriend's head through the wall. It's just not necessary.
Wrestling role
just
playing.
Not necessary. You can't make this stuff up.
You can't. This is EarthNews.
You can't make this stuff up. And now there's going to be a television show where you can't make other stuff up.
Exactly. So be careful when you're doing the brown chicken. Wow, wow.
Yeah, be careful when you're doing the knocking boots and rubbing bellies and whatnot.
So, did you hear about, this is terribly sad news, 28-year-old dies during the Tough Mudder event.
Oh, no.
And, it's sad. The guy was, if I can look it real quick.
Well, that's weird.
Oh, yeah.
I'm turning 28 and I'm already signed up for
it was in it was in one of the obstacles with the mud.
Uh-huh.
So apparently,
I think I heard about this.
Yeah, he died, and they didn't know if someone landed on him and knocked him out, but they're thinking about considering suing the multi-million-dollar company. Hold on, considering a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the Tough Mudder, and
they're
pretty
probably
crazy,
making
right?
plenty of cash, but that's ridiculous. I mean, how it's a competition, you sign it, but I'm pretty sure you sign a piece of paper that says, death or injury.
Yeah, but don't you think that there
release
should
form.
be somebody watching in the dangerous
there's
area?
A ton of people.
There are?
Yeah,
so
that's
you think
probably why they were
it got lost in the...
Yeah, possibly. But,
pretty crazy. So if you guys are doing the Tough Mudder,
I'll be sure
watch
to be
out,
careful.
because you could die.
Yeah, you could be X'd out of this world. And speaking of out of this world, a tone-deaf teenager who spent weeks in a hospital with concussion injuries has since discovered the ability to play 13 musical instruments. Ooh. Lachlan Connors, age 19, from Denver, tried to learn how to play the piano before his injuries, but found he had no aptitude for music. Lachlan was a keen sportsman. He loved to play lacrosse and hoped to play professionally one day. However, a series of concussion injuries on the field led to seizures and eventually being hospitalized. He fell backwards and hit the back of his head on the ground, and he says, I remember getting up and feeling really dazed. I didn't really understand something bad had happened. In subsequent matches, he had suffered further blows to the head when he started to have epileptic. I know, thank you, Mike, thank you. I know, just give me 2 times. I was going to pronounce it right. And, seizures and hallucinations, and eventually spent several weeks in a hospital. He can now play as many as 13 instruments, including the guitar, the piano, the bagpipes, the mandolin, and the accordion. And the doctors say they honestly think something got rewired and something his mental condition changed, because
it
stimulated a part of his brain that he'd never used before.
That's like in the other part where that lady ended up learning a new language.
And she spoke a completely different language, even though it was a long time ago.
Goes to tell you that there's a lot of science that hasn't yet been discovered about brains and
reworking our brains.
And yeah, exactly.
And it appears that guy was just, had so much talent that they did a news story. He got on camera. And speaking of being on camera, is Brad Crandall a camera whore? We'll find out. We have a couple of clips. Let's go to this right now.
As we head to the bottom of the 11th inning back at Fenway Park, as the Red Sox are hitting Baltimore 13-7 in this game. The Red Sox are leading on in the ninth.
Yeah, that's me, all right.
Brad, I can't just see how you don't get on camera everywhere you go.
All right, this thing is a beauty. I'm telling you.
I mean, you were on Santa, you were on the Bruins video. I'm surprised you haven't been in the
And
Celtics.
on the news.
Oh, you were on the Jumbotron, right?
Yeah, I sure
a couple
was.
of times.
Sure what?
Yeah. But anyway,
Ugh.
so I guess the answer is yes.
Yeah. So is my hair messy?
A little bit, yeah.
This show's over. Got it.
I think that was a good episode.
That was a good episode. This is EarthNews.
Thanks for watching. Oh yeah. It's been real. See you next time.
It's too long. Too long.
Hey.